Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Bram Ritter. I'm here today with making my first video. Um, I wanted to show off this vehicle that all the little village people here are very excited. They're standing all over it. I am brand new to content creation and I've been inspired to do so because of a buddy of mine who passed away in December. He was always encouraging me to make videos and to share content in the games that I play and what I enjoy doing. First, I wanted to give a shout out to some of the other content creators that I love to watch their videos. They have great tips and tricks, very energetic, very fun to watch. The five that I follow right now, and I'm sure I'll follow more and learn more: Kaboom, Haskyns, Crafty, EpikBricks, and Kaz. Those are the five guys that I'm regularly watching, getting really cool tips and tricks. I've kind of taken a culmination of ideas and strategies with building and kind of came up with my own vehicle here. Um, and that's one thing for me is Lego is so fun to get a little idea over here and a little idea over there from different people, kind of combine them together, create your own exciting thing. What I was looking for in a vehicle was form and function and something that looked kind of cool. This vehicle here, I guess these girls are going to go riding with us. Um, I wanted something that could easily go over land. I wasn't so worried about flying. Um, I find that when I fly around too much, I fly too high, and I miss um, details. I miss treasure and I miss bus stops, new villages that you run across. So I wanted something that was mostly ground based to explore. And this vehicle, as you see, is very easy to get up on top of big hills, um, run over everything, and just keep going. I built it with the functionality of two separate sets of four balloons. They're each on different buttons. I do play with a controller, so everything I show you here will be controller based. I have a set of balloons here and another set of balloons on my B button. Now, what happens is you can use either one of those to lighten the vehicle and make it easier to get around. Like you see right here, I'm a little stuck on the hill, but as soon as I lighten the vehicle with some balloons, it kind of just gets going. You you'll find exploring the world that there are so many obstacles, there's so many things to get around. Now, Epic did a great job adding these little bounce pads all over the place, so you can definitely get around very easily by bouncing high and gliding around. But I really like driving. I like exploring, seeing everything there is to see. You know, if you're out looking for sheep, hey, there's sheep. You know, if you're looking for pumpkins, you're looking for supplies, you're just looking to expand your map and look where you're going. This vehicle is very easy. It has boosters. It can go faster and slower. Look at that. There's a new villager I haven't met yet. I actually want to check him out, see who this is. Bush Ranger. Never met this guy. Continue. I wonder if they'll adventure with me. Come explore. Come join me on this video. Haha. That's the fun of this game. And if I was flying over this, I would have missed them. Never would have known they were there. Are you going to sit, Bush? Come on, guy. Well, he's just going to do what he does. Well, he's going to get thrown off. But I want to demonstrate with the boosters and with the balloons, this vehicle does whatever you want. You can put Hummer and Land Rover to shame and get over anything. But not only that, when you really, really want to, you can activate both sets, and it has the spinning plate underneath. If I can get a good view here, the spinning plate Using the bumpers on your controller, you can turn the vehicle any which way. And so I will head back to my castle. And again, just hitting the boosters, and I'm still using the turn plate. It'll turn nice and smooth. It's not quick at turning because, again, like I said, it's not made to be an air vehicle. It's made to use the air when needed. So like right here, I'll eliminate all my balloons, come crashing down, hit the ground, and just go. And that's what I enjoy about this vehicle. It's got all the aspects you need to really explore. So, we're going to head back over to my little starter village here. And again, I am playing this in sandbox mode so that I have everything needed to show you how to build this. This is a vehicle you can make fairly early on. The only thing that's really hard to get, and it takes you a while, there's the little blue, what they consider boat pieces that help the vehicle float. This vehicle will go over water. However, I'm going to show you a vehicle that you can build a little bit faster in your adventure. It won't go over the water right away. However, when you unlock the boat pieces and you make your first boat, you'll be able to add the 2x6 curved blue pieces that help the vehicle float. So, alright, we of course start off with our base, and the first part is actually using flooring. You can use any flooring that you have available, as long as it is a 4x4. Excuse me, still suffering a little bit of a cold. And you know what? I said that wrong. It's not 4x4, it's 6x6. Glad I corrected myself. You just want to center that 6x6. And as I said, you can use any flooring. I did not center that. I will just get rid of this. Sometimes it can be a little difficult to exactly center the way you want. Hopefully I did it right that time. I did. There we go. All right. So starting off with any 6x6 flooring, I prefer, I did purchase a little bit, and I really like the pieces from the Raven's Castle sets. I really like black. But you can use anything. You could use the Majestic Manor if you have unlocked the wood flooring that's the lighter color. Heck, if you wanted to get colorful and you had the Drury floors, you could use anything. So keep in mind that I'm just going to be using the sizes of things that I use and what's easy to use. So once you have your little base down there, we go and grab the controllable swivel. And this is the one that when you have it on a vehicle, you can hit your bumpers left or right, and it'll spin left or right. Once you have that swivel there, you will go then into your vehicle parts. The very first platform bumper is a 6x2, and you can get it put in there. Now, what I like to do, I don't want it completely flush with the bottom or the top. I try to get it more in the middle, and that the first piece is always a little bit harder to get right where you want. This one's being particularly difficult today. Let me see if being on the ground helps. There we go, right about there. That puts it more in the middle, and the reason I'm doing that is so that the spin plate has clearance with what you put on top. So then this will spin freely. Once you have your first one in, it's pretty easy. You can line it up, turn it, nudge it over, and get it put there. There's that. All right, so there we are. We've got the ability to turn the vehicle in the air. Now, an interesting thing that I've found in my worlds, and uh, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but while you are turning the vehicle on the ground, I have found that using the spin plate, it doesn't always work, but it adds a little bit of extra maneuverability. Um, and like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the bigger your world gets, the more little nuanced glitches that you see in the game where things don't quite work the way they did when you first started. It's kind of an odd thing in the game. We're going to rest till morning and have daylight here. Even though this is a sandbox world, I have flying. I don't have to worry about food or hot and cold. I prefer to work in the daylight. It's just a lot nicer. Once you get to this point, you've got your spinning plate. You go back to flooring. And at this point, you're looking to use anything you have available that is 8 by 8. Like I said, I really enjoy the the black panels. It just makes a really cool base. But you can use anything that you like. You just want to center the plate, and I believe that that is center. Let me double check that. Yeah, that is completely center. And then all you do is go right back in. And again, like, if you don't have this plate, don't be dismayed. There are plenty of other 8 by 8s. There's the acres. There is the log cabin. You get the log cabin flooring very quickly. Um, like I said, this is just my preference. I really enjoy. I just enjoy the very flat black color. It's very nice. At this point, this is where I use the boat pieces, and you don't unlock the boat pieces very quickly. And this is what this looks like. I'll just show you what I like. It's a 6 by 2. It's got the smooth bottom and the blue, and it floats. It causes the vehicle to not sink. But you can also use any 6 by 2 piece. You could even layer 6 by 2 floorings to make it the same thickness. The thickness of this is one full Lego brick plus 3 plates. So it's a equivalent of 2 Lego brick thick. I will show you on the opposite end here. We'll consider this the rear of the vehicle. And I'll show you again. This is the other 2 by 6 by 2 vehicle base 3. You get this very quickly. And you can match it up with any other flooring that you have. You put that in. So in the way I'm making it 5 wide, or 5 sets wide, so that it overlaps and you have some edging here. It just makes the vehicle a little wider. So like I said, the front will be the parts that float, and if you can put both front and back with those, it's great. If you don't, then you can use all of the 2 by 6 pieces. So here we'll go from here. This part is where it gets a little interesting. So there is a Lego technique that I have seen several of the content creators use. They use the pressure plate, and you can put this pressure plate right on the side here, and I'm putting it 2 studs in, and I'm putting it level with that top silver plate. So if I fly up here, you can see it's just under the first plate of this, and it'll hang down, and it's 2 studs in from what you'd consider the back of the vehicle. And if you ever need to just quickly keep track of what you consider the front and the back, you can always throw your seat on right away. There, that gives me my orientation. I know that that's the front of the vehicle, and this will be the rear of the vehicle. Once you have a pressure plate put in a place, you are then able to go back to your flooring and choose whatever you like that is a 4x4. Again, you can use Anarchy Acres, you can use the Log Cabin, you could even grab the Fortnite Forever Festival if you've unlocked that. I prefer this one right here. And what you're looking for on the screen here, right where my reticle is, you want that piece to blend in and be a part of the pressure plate. That way you know that it's actually going to attach when you bring it back out. When you're doing this, it's going to change the orientation of how your buttons work. So like when I push down, I want the piece to go down, but if I hit down, it's going to go left. If I hit up, it's going to go right. If I hit left, it's going to go up, and when I hit right, it's going to go down into the place where I want it, and I can snap it in. So just remember that anytime that you use a pressure plate to put something vertically instead of, on the ground, when you're on the ground, your directional buttons work just the way they should. Up is up, down is down, whatever's that. And I'll demonstrate this one more time over on the other side like we need to. So again, I'm holding my snap mode button. I'm lining it up so that it's underneath the plate. There you can see it's off the vehicle, 2 studs in, and I lock it in. That makes it to where you can put anything you want that's a 4x4 right next to it. Here, I'm not even holding the snap mode button. It just blended in perfectly, and the orientation is still bad. So left is down, and down is coming towards me to the right, and it snapped in. I did not need to use the snap mode for that one. It just kind of worked perfectly, which is not always the way it happens. Once you get these 2 pieces in on either side, you can go ahead and get rid of the pressure plate. You no longer need them, because now you already have what you need. You can add everything on top. The next thing I go to is back to flooring, and what you're looking for is any 16x2 piece. 16x2, so again, anything that you have available. There's the Fortnite Forever, there's the Log Cabin Rustic. I really like this coloration. So as you can see, I don't even need to use the snap mode. If I use snap mode, I can use it if I want to, and it moves it around. I don't need to. And at this point, the directions are actually proper. Down is down, up is up. It gets a little finicky, so just be warned when you're building in a way that wasn't fully intended. Sometimes it messes with your orientation, and sometimes it doesn't. That's kind of the fun thing about the game, is you get a little frustrated. Oh, this piece won't go exactly where I want it, and the direction isn't proper, but once you figure it out, it becomes a lot easier. Now I have those 2 16x2 pieces in, and what I did was I also bumped them 2 studs more in off of the 4x4 piece. The very next piece to make this is a 6x2. You can use any piece you want, and what you're looking to do is you're going to look at that back board and line it up and pull it forward, and you want to line it right up with the front of the vehicle. I'm not sure if I got it quite right there. I did. Perfect. First time. So now you can see on screen here, it's kind of connecting everything together. The 16x2 kind of makes an outer, like a shell, You're going to do the same exact thing over here. You're going to line this up and bump it forward right until it comes to the front of the vehicle and lock it in. Now you have the start of the frame for the vehicle and you're ready for the wheels. Now it does take a little bit of time to get the large powered and large steerable wheels. These are my favorite. I'm a red-blooded American guy that just loves vehicles with big wheels. So we take the powered, and what we're doing is we're looking to put it right on the corner of this piece, if I can get it to hold steady. Now the orientation on this one is actually not working. Up is going left, down is going right. So if things are correct here, left should be going up, I hope. Nope, left goes down. So you always just kind of tweak with it and figure out which is the direction. Once you figure it out, you can lock it right in. Same over here. And I'm just looking to get it right on the, oh, I think it went right to the corner, right where I wanted it. Sometimes it's just real easy and sometimes you got to work at it. Now we grab our steerable and we're going to do it right to the edge of that 6x2 that we added in. And that wanted to go right on there perfect. That was wonderful. Now it's not. I got to figure out my orientation. All right. There's that. Now we got our wheels. So now you can look at your wheels and see, okay, that one's going forward. Forward. Well, that one's not the right way. You could switch the orientation. All right. All right, let's take a quick moment. Run to the bed. Get the daylight back. All right, so we got our daylight back. Now, and just as a warning, if you don't have flying in your mode, I'm using flying. If you don't have flying and you're building this vehicle with me, you can always go to your stairs, plop your stairs down, and you'll be able to get up to see and get to your vehicle. This is where I test. I go, okay, my steering works. The vehicle goes forward. Vehicle goes backwards. And when I hit my bumper, that plate is turning. Right now it's turning the whole vehicle because we're still attached to the ground. But once we're not attached to that jack, it'll just be the plate that moves. So I will remove the floor jack. And there's the base of the vehicle. Everything you need is right here. This comes to the point of freedom. You can add anything that you want. I like to put beds and treasure chests, and I really love the fact when you get to this part, because we have built a sideways flooring piece, you can lock a treasure chest right onto the vehicle, just like so. And it makes it to where if you're like me, I like things to be even, and I like symmetry very much. So I like to put two of them. And a lot of vehicles that I've seen, they'll put multiple chests, and usually they're on the base of the vehicle where you're putting your seat and your other seating for your friends to ride along with you, and you put an engine up here. A lot of people are playing in worlds where you have to have an engine. I tend to play to where you don't need an engine, but I still put one there just aesthetically. I like the engine being there. Just makes the car more realistic in nature. I also love putting lights. But again, this is the freedom part. I've shown you how to build the chassis, where to put the wheels, how to get that turning plate under there. And the whole reason I designed it this way is because I wanted that ability that when I'm driving around in the car, if I do get stuck on something, or I do just want to quickly go back to base and just want to fly there, I can hit all my balloons, I can reorient the vehicle with the plate, and get to where I'm going. So this, we got treasure chest. Oh, and like I said, I like putting beds. Uh, you get your first bed. Your first bed is always this little green bed. Uh, I will put one there. Oh, another object is in the way. We see that a lot. There we go. And the reason I put beds is, you and a buddy are out driving around in the world, and all of a sudden it gets really dark, and you're like, oh, I want it to be daylight. So we just assign the bed to ourselves, and we sleep until daylight comes back, and then it's easy to see. Um, I like to continue, go back to the parts I've used. I like to add a little more flooring and a little more style. Excuse me. Just to give more room, and this is where you can add fenders. But you can do whatever you want. Over on this vehicle here as an example, I like to use the left and right fenders, and I put my balloons on top of those. Um, I also usually add a little bit of a step right here using the 6x2. I nudge it in, and then I will go to the vehicle page and add in, if it'll fit. Oh, see, this treasure chest blocks it just a little bit, so you got to put it up a little higher. But that's fine. It's still kind of a step up. It still gives it kind of an edge to the vehicle. Also, I found putting something here helps with when you're running over objects. Um, you don't want to do damage to your vehicle, so you got all kinds of the bumpers you can use. Also, adding, and I dropped it off the jack a little prematurely. I could have shown you adding these pieces in, but it's no big deal. I use the snap mode, and I line these up right here. And these are just the 5x4. They're a very interesting piece because they're one of the few pieces that are an odd number of studs wide. It's 5x4, and it fills that space in very nicely right there, and it adds a little bit of weight to the vehicle. And then I really like putting a lot of thrusters on my vehicles. I don't know why, I just enjoy it. I usually put like 3 down here, and then I'll do the big thruster, and usually it snaps center, and so I'll put it off center, lined up with one bed, lined up with the other bed. And that gives you 5 boosters that you can put to whatever channel you like. I use channel 3, and the game recognizes that and usually puts those boosters to channel 3, which is very convenient. Yep, everything is channel 3. So then you get in and you can test the vehicle and go, oh yeah, okay, let's see if it fires. There they go. I'll add that other skirting over here. Now what I want to see here, I think I've made a mistake here. Using this particular treasure chest, I might have made a little bit of a problem for the wheel to turn. No, see, that looks like that wheel is still clear, but I did not do that right over here. So let's undo that and show you to do it the right way. See, isn't that interesting? It won't snap in on this side. Another object is in the way, and it's that treasure chest. So let's look at what our differences is. How much space is between there and the wheel? Isn't that funny? It is the same, but that's the odd thing about the game is sometimes you cannot always get the same thing to work. And it's just you can call it a glitch, you can call it a mechanic of the game. Doesn't always do exactly what you want. So this chest is a second chest you get pretty soon. It doesn't take long to get it. That one I'm betting is going to be a little bit better. We'll turn it around and nudge it down. There we go. Now let's experiment and see if this goes in a little easier. This should just see perfect. And then I'll be able to put that step where I like it. Right there. See? You can make a little mistake. You can see that you don't like it. Then you can come back in and make a little tweak and a little change. That's the great thing about this game. It's so exciting when you make happy accidents, like Bob Ross would say. Sometimes you keep the accident and you work it into the build, and sometimes you completely change it and make it better. So now we've got our little steps, and at this point I would usually go to the chairs and add another seat. And again, I like symmetry, so usually I have at least one buddy with me. But I like symmetry, so I'll add 2 seats just to keep it even. And yeah, so the only thing that I have left to show you is the balloon system. And I won't do it live there for you. Look at everybody. They love my vehicle. They're all hanging around it. Hey, guys. So what you're looking to do is to add two separate balloon systems on 2 different channels. And I'll show you what I do. So the outer balloons, which would be the ones on the outmost part of the vehicle, let's see what channel I put them to. I put them to channel 4. And for me, that is when I click my left stick. So when I'm driving around and I just click my stick in, it pops those 4 balloons, and that's what lightens the vehicle. And then the inner balloons I have on channel 2, which if I look at what channel 2 is, that should be my B button. So I hit channel 2. That does that. And let's see if the people freak out here. We're going to float in the air. And it'll float. And also, if you're up in the air, I have found a really cool method of having separate balloons so that when you cut one balloon off, you float down gently. You don't just crash to the ground. Alright, everybody, I don't want this video to go too long. If you think I missed anything that you really wanted to see about the vehicle, or you want more demonstration, let me know in the comments. Give me a like. And be sure to go and visit the other channels. I'll post them on the screen for you. People I've gotten ideas from and that I love to watch for amazing ideas. Kaboom, Haskyns, Crafty, EpikBricks, and Kaz. And like I said, those are just 5 of the guys that I follow. I know there's a lot more creators and there's a lot more names that I'm coming across from and seeing great ideas. I really hope you enjoy this vehicle. I hope you get to build it and toy with it. Make it your own. Take some of the ideas and do whatever you like with it and enjoy it. Have fun exploring. Come along with me on the next adventure. I will be making more videos. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Bram Ritter, and I thank you for watching the video. Have a great day, everybody.